So here's another what I found on Saturday video. Would have liked to done one last week, but I just found so much stuff, and I was trying to um, get it listed and trying to do all these orders and just overwhelmed with stuff. So didn't get to it, but I'm going to do one today. Got one more day of classes here in New York. We go pretty late. We got about a week and a half of exams. So that's pretty laid back. So hopefully I can kind of keep up with things. We got garage sale season in full swing, and so the sourcing is good. I'm kind of overwhelmed. This is probably my third or fourth year doing it, and each year I get a little bit better, and I am able to buy more, and it just means I got to list it quicker. So here is what I found. I'll start with this here, Department 56. I got 9 of them plus this small one here, and she wanted $10 each. I like the Department 56 that has the color sleeves. The ones that don't have the color sleeves, I typically stay away from. I'm sure there's some good, valuable ones in there, but there's just so many that I'm not going to look up every single one. But these had the color sleeves. I looked up a couple, not crazy amounts of money like some of them can go for, but pretty solid. And she wanted 10 bucks a piece. And so I asked her what she would do for all of them. And she started at, I think, 60, and I offered her 50. And she said, okay. And so, it's a little more than $5 a piece. And some of them are going to be more valuable than others. But I think I'll make about $150. It may take some time. The stuff doesn't necessarily fly off the shelves, especially with Christmas. Christmas sells year round, but I'm going to make sure that I'm priced the lowest and go from there, and eventually it'll all sell, and I'll do pretty well. Over here, I have a juicer, a Jack LaLanne power juicer. I bought one of these a few weeks ago. It was used, and I ended up parting it out. I got a couple parts left, but I'm making out pretty good on it. This one actually is brand new. It's been opened and it's got a smash in the side there, but it's totally brand new inside. And I paid $10 for it, and I'm thinking I can get $70, $80 for it, something like that. I mean, that's going to bother some people, but if you look inside, it's completely brand new. Everything is in the factory plastic. Yeah, the guy wouldn't bargain on that one either. I tried to get it for $5, but he was kind of looking at me like I was insane. End of the day, I had to go to garage sales. I had to do my garage sales pretty fast this morning. Things got a little bit goofed up. Usually Saturday, right now, is my day to kind of go out all day, and I was not able to do that, so I had to be done by about noon instead of staying out until 2 or 3. But I still made out pretty good, and I took my kids to the playground, and after we were done with the playground, I stopped at this one sale that went till 4 o'clock, and I picked this up, which is a Handycam. It's a CCD TRV 87, and it works perfectly, and it has the charger, it has the remote, and I'm going to be listing that for $100. I paid $5. The guy wanted 10. I said about 5. He said that's fine. He was moving. I love moving sales because they just want to get rid of their stuff, and it works great. It looks like it wasn't even hardly used that much. As usual, it has some tapes of the family members from their younger years that always seem to end up in these, but works good. And I'll list it for 100, and I think I will get $90 to $100, I think, because there's really not many available, and the ones that are available are quite a bit more money than what I'm going to ask. Next, I got another VCR, a Sony. I typically only buy Sonys, or I'll buy the JVC Super VHS. I stay away from anything lower end than that, really, and this has the remote. I did pay $5. The lady, I asked her to take 3, and she seemed miffed, upset with me that I would, be so bold as to ask. So she said no, she would not. So I tested it on the spot. It seemed like it worked from what I could tell, and played the tapes, didn't chew them up. So I bought it because I know I can sell it probably for about 40 bucks. I bought a couple tennis rackets, which I don't typically buy too often. But this one here, these were kind of a little more, I don't say vintage, but vintagey. And this one was selling anywhere from like $40 to $70 or $80. Needs a grip. As soon as I put my hand on the grip, my hand went black. But I don't think that's uncommon. And then this head, that's the case, the racket's actually upstairs. It's probably worth more about $35. They're both in really good shape, except they both need grips. And I paid $3 each for those. Picked up this Bose. What is it? Bose 321 to GS. It has the remote. It has the subwoofer. It has the smaller, what do they call them, the gemstone speakers. It's got all of the cables, which might be hard to see there in that black on black background there. It's got the manual. Looks like it's in really good condition. I haven't tested it yet. It was an older gentleman who had like the biggest hearing aid I've ever seen. And I asked him why he was getting rid of it, and he said, well, you know, we've upgraded. And actually, I should say that I went to this community sale today that was in a trailer park, an upscale trailer park. But the nice thing about it is I went there last year. I kind of thought the same thing. Not many resellers there. I don't know if it's because it's in the trailer park or it's a little bit out of the way. But I didn't feel like there was that many resellers there. A lot of sales. I would say probably 30 to 40 sales in there. It's right next to a golf course. People are all driving their golf carts around. A lot of older folks, that kind of thing. So yeah, it worked out pretty good because the first sale I went to was supposed to be a neighborhood sale and it was a ghost town. So I tried to go to the next sale and they weren't open yet. So I went to the next sale. I got there 45 minutes early. They had some Bose speakers, but they wanted what eBay was asking. So I drove all the way home, picked up my family, and we went out to these sales. And like I said, you know, limited time, I think I did pretty good. So as far as the Bose goes, I paid, the guy was asking $75 and I paid $50, which I wasn't sure he would take, but because it was in the first half hour of the sale, but he took it, and I think I'm going to part it out. I think that looks like my best bet. I think that'll probably be easier as far as shipping goes. You know, maybe even if I put it together and it works, maybe I'll try to sell it local. But I don't know. You know, when we do local sales, I don't have people come to my house and, you know, they're going to take my word for it on something this expensive. I don't know, but chances are I'm gonna part it out. A couple smaller things. I picked this up for $1. Kind of wish I didn't. I don't know. I'll give it a run. If not, I'll just donate it. Whatever. PS3 games I typically don't pick up. This one looked like I could make about $5. I got it the same place as the Sony camera. You know, I was there. Video games, they're easy, so I went ahead and did it. I've got this Olympus DP201 recorder that's in the box with the manual. It has the original batteries in here that have never been opened. I don't think it's new, but it certainly looks like fairly new, fairly lightly used. And I paid $3 for this, and I think I can get about 40. So that was pretty good. Picked up this from Goodwill. You can say I paid $2. I actually picked up a few other sim games. This one's been used. I picked up 3 other ones that were new in the package. One of them was Sim Health, which had no solds and no current listings, so I didn't quite know what to list it at. So I decided on $60, and it sold within 12 hours. So I guess maybe I could have gotten more. I don't know. And then the other 2 were sealed as well. It was Sim City 2000 along with the scenarios. And I took an offer of, I think, $30, and I paid $2 on every one of them. So I think this one's more worth like $20 probably, but it sells. And then I picked up this, I don't know, this is some Yamaha multimedia speakers, like older computer speakers. I did pay $8 for this. There was a recent sold for $100, so you know, figured it was worth a chance. It's kind of one of those things that I bought early in the day that I don't know if I would necessarily buy if I saw it at the end of the day, because it is kind of big and bulky. And there was one sold for $100, and then there was one from like a Goodwill auction that sold for $15. Auctions are rarely a good idea in my opinion. So assuming it works, I'm probably going to list it for about $100 and see what happens. It's obviously pretty heavy, so like I said, it was one of those early in the day kind of buys. So this is most of what I got for today. This is a pretty good day considering I was done by noon, with the exception of this kind of bonus sale on this. That kind of up the total of what I think I'll make. I think the Department 56 stuff's going to take a while, but as we get closer to Christmas, the Department 56 stuff always ends up selling, especially if I'm the cheapest one. So that's it for today. Pretty soon we'll start be going to garage sales Thursday, Friday, and Saturday because we'll have summer going, and I guess that's the benefit that we have sales, really high amount of sales 3 days a week in my area, which I guess makes up for the fact that our garage sale season is so short. So that's it. Thanks for watching.